finish, forward, forward, project. See right here, you're collapsing, forward, forward, forward. Balanced. Balance. See right there. Together. Each roll, forward, forward, balanced, 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 balanced. That one goes forward, that one's collapsing. So remember, the whole idea is it's equal energy coming back in. So you don't know which hand's going to be defending or attacking because it's based on your opponent's energy and flow. So balance forward, balance forward, balance forward, forward. Yeah. And I'll just post this onto YouTube just for you to have access to. Finish. Nope, just finish. Finish. Forward. 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 Forward.
So you move it out of line?
Well, what I'm here, when you roll, come down, forward. If you're bong, the folk, and you're coming down, forward, forward, forward. What's happening is you're going to the finish point, and you're going, go ahead and roll. Roll all the way down. You're collapsing.
I see.
Remember, the move is after whatever the move is, it projects forward. Always projecting, always projecting, always projecting. So if you come towards me, both hands are projecting, right?
Yeah.
That creates the balance. Balance, forward pressure. Come at me again. Right here, right here. Balance, forward pressure. Balanced, balanced, balanced. So what's happening is we're rolling and you're going like this. Or you're going right. Balance. That's the whole kind of basketball drill. Yeah. Equal pressure. One of the best tools, if you like the ball, or the reason the push-ups is create. You know, you think about it. If I'm holding a position, 10 units, 10 units, or otherwise, if it's 11, 10, I start going.
Two different.
Right.
Pressure.
Exactly. There you go. Good. Balanced.
It's actually, if I close my eyes, I kind of feel it.
Mm-hmm. Ah, you're jumping.
Am I jumping too much? Yeah. Okay.
You're going like
Just
this.
feel it.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh. I see.
Finish. 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 It's more to do with so like when they're rolling,
Yeah.
finished. Finish. So let's say, for instance, there's too much pressure here. I roll. Yeah. Roll. So if you put too much pressure on me somewhere, there's too much that way, but like, as you're rolling, if there's too much pressure being put in some way, I can roll to a different technique or roll to a different position, but it's finished. So you'll see them, they'll go, or, you know, here, whatever the technique might be. Okay. But each one is forward, finished, finished, finished. And the thing with Renee, like Sifu, it's who does he entrust with the system? Forward, forward, don't collapse. See how it's collapsed? You like this. Project. Project. See your elbow? Freeze, freeze. Yeah. Right there. When that's this, and this are all aligned towards my center. Any kind of deviation allows any point in there. This is still going forward, right? Here, to maintain that pressure, you're using your tricep.
Muscle.
Right. This is structure. This is just sitting, tricep. So it's real important, like, and like you see in the video with Liming Fei, it's they're here. whatever, you know, position might be. Go ahead and move, go ahead and move. Right, they're here. Finish. 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 Everything's finished. Finished. So when you come forward, boom.
Finish.
Because if I go here and you come in and there's nothing there, I can still hit.
Okay.
So this, as you come towards me, if you don't have the line, goes in. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Elbows. Not. Start again. Too wristy. Elbow. Here, shake it out a second. You're just connecting 3 points towards the center. Right. Coming back towards my center. Any kind of deviation off this point, that's an indication, whatever you're doing a technique or different block or move to control that line. So right here, you're neutral, right?
Yes.
If I'm doing this, what do you do? Let it roll. Come to, exactly, or two-hand lap saw. Wristy. Elbow. So right there, you want.
Yes.
You
I
went.
didn't finish it.
Well, no, you finished, but you're starting to roll again.
Okay.
Remember, listen.
Okay.
The more you just let me move you around, the better off you are. You're training that listening energy, not the creation energy. So the creation energy is doing an attack. But what you're going to realize this at some point. Okay. Whatever happens, I start going, and literally in my mind, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you tell me what I'm going to do.
Listen.
Right? So you block that.
Listening.
I'm letting you tell me what to do. Because why is that? Because I'm going in towards your body, right? That's going to tell me what you're going to do.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So the projecting energy is I'm hitting to an open hole. Sean was working out with Dawn the other night and was really, it really helped her out. Where's the hole? Where's the hole? Where's the hole? Perfect concept. Where's the hole? So let's say if you put your guard up, okay? So there's a hole. You move, there's a hole. You move again, there's a hole. There's a hole. But what you're doing is I'm letting you dictate how you get hit. And how you do that is just constantly project towards my center. So feel your wrist, the real heavy energy. Not wrist energy, elbow energy. Yeah. Okay, now you've start again. Start. Just a couple punches, loosen up. So all I want to do right now, we're just going to move. Just going to roll, and all I want you to just, your whole idea is just let me, you're just following. Follow, 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 follow right now. That'll reinforce the listening energy. If you need to, close your eyes. That's fine, okay? And I'll make sure I'll give you extra energy so you can feel it. But what you're trying to fine tune is that's the whole idea. You're trying to fine tune that listening energy, and it's really hard because you're like, I just don't get it. I'm stiff. Well, think about this. The longer you do the first form, the more you practice doing the moves, the more chi-sa you do. Everything comes together at the end. And then, once you get dialed in with that energy, you're like, oh, now it all comes together all at one time. So you get this kind of progress, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. Then you're like, whoa, oh, I get it. And then it gets...
I understand what you're telling me, but it's...
Exactly.
The body has to adapt.
You have to feel it. That's right. I was actually telling Sean that the same day. We were practicing last week in the park doing some eskrima, and I was doing the exact same thing. I'm like, oh, I'll get it. I have to kind of feel it. Too heavy here. So if your hands are too heavy, right? So if you're pulling down, if your hands are going down.
So, okay, this right here.
So this, the connection between here and here, this is going from this position to this position. That's the concept at the same height. It's watch my shoulder. My shoulder gets extended.
Okay, I got you.
But I'm not going like this.
Precisely.
It's that way.
Okay, So that's new to me, which makes sense. So it's you're not going up.
It's
Because if you're
in.
going up, you're lifting.
That's right.
So you're just
You're
going
tensing
forward.
up, going forward. Yep.
That makes sense. Thank
Yep.
you.
Well, because think about it. If we're in contact,
Yeah.
if you come at me,
Yeah.
I'm in contact. That's that sinking. Now I'm gonna let my whole energy sink in. That's the listening energy. So now if you go to move, right? I'm letting you. So the visual is, let me hit me. That's the idea. Right now, let's get this dialed in. Okay, so yep, both. So right there, you went real light, stiff, together. And use the basketball. Like visualize holding a basketball, and it's projected. Yeah, a little more on your left elbow. Stiff, relax. Start again. Too stiff. You're going. You're locking up. Go back to this. Remember the whole driving? The arm is at rest,
Yep.
and just watch my shoulder. Just that's all it is.
So structure here.
Yeah,
Structure here.
it's here, extending.
All you need to just move a little bit.
Right.
Just project.
I don't. Yeah. It's when you do that. It's not hunched forward. You're standing tall,
Yeah.
and just the shoulders. Where you get that energy? What does this look like?
Hold it. Yeah.
Holding the position. Yeah.
So even if it gets collapsed, you still kind of. Right.
Get the just don't. Yeah. Yeah. And we can practice on too. Just so maybe not so much today. I'll just get this dialed in. Next time is. So the concept, this is all projecting, but there's sometimes what you can do is you can actually use a collapse to your advantage. So I have this point here, I'm in a bad position, right? You're coming at me.
Yes.
So that's, I'm still projecting towards the center, that comes towards me, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's see that coming hard with this hand. If I'm collapsing here, what am I doing? I'm guiding it.
You're guiding it. Boom. You're locking it.
So I'm literally, I'm in a bad position, but what I do is I let this hand come towards me, so it comes towards me, I roll it, and then I use that overextension to my advantage. So that's really the next step. That's the more of the advanced stuff. But to get there, you have to get this first. Extend into me.
And just looking at your bone structure and muscle structure, see how it's extending it.
Mm-hmm. So like from the side, I'm not going. It's tall. Extend. Extend, extend, extend. Start again.
Starting to.
So what's happening is you're going to extend. Why? You go. I'll go to the camera. You're going forward and you're going. Elbow in forward.
Okay. And it's really not that much.
Not that much, but just watch my shoulders. There's the shoulders. Hey, that's a huge difference. There's no elbow there. Wham! There's nothing behind it. Just that you put the elbow behind it, so you deflected it, right?
Yes.
Now you have the line. If the elbow's out, move the elbow out. It's collapsed. So that goes back to my earlier point I was talking about. Like what you want to do is get to the position, the point where I'm moving around. Oh, let's put that elbow out here. Oh, I can go in because the elbow's gone. Okay. As you're moving, you're sensing and feeling, oh, there's a hole, here's a hole, here's a hole, here's a hole. Because their body structure and their body positioning and the point of contact and the sensitivity on their part is completely off.
Okay.
So elbows in, forward. And it's that contradiction. It's elbows in, but not tense. So watch this, watch this. Okay, think about just in terms of the small muscles. I'm pulling my elbow in, but I'm not tightening up these muscles to pull it in. I'm just pulling it in. I'm only using minimal amount of energy with right in my arm here to hold my elbow in, but I'm not tightening everything up. Just a little. That's the difference in the world. Otherwise, it's stiff, tense. The person uses it against you. That heaviness right there? It's going down. So if you're pulling too much down, it's going to let it go.
Is it too heavy?
Too heavy. You're doing this.
Feel it. Oh, okay.
So go towards my center. Instead of being like this, you're going. You're pulling it down. That's a threat. That's not a threat, right? If I'm doing this, what do you do? Just drop and punch. Punch. Boom.
Yep. Because it's all going down.
I'm going down. So if I'm like this, and you're pulling my hands down, right?
Boom.
So that's where you can possibly go. It goes down. Oh.
So can you correct me right now?
Yeah.
For one hand, as far as what's the right energy I can.
Elbow towards my center.
Still heavy.
Yeah. If you're going forward, just stand up and relax for a second. Okay. Just relax your arm. Okay. So if I put my hand pressure towards your center, just move your arm around. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep it towards your center. How heavy is that on your arm?
It's not.
That's right. But if I'm pulling down, move your arm around. Right. So that's if you're always, think about this. The amount of energy it takes to push forward is not that much.
Right.
The less I can drill in, the less muscle I use, the more sensing energy I have.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I'm pulling down and stiff, there's no sensing energy. I'm just grabbing and clasping. Then it's easy for you to sense and feel that. But if I'm going towards your center and you're moving around, right, it's easy, because if you go to move or attack with that arm, right, it doesn't matter. My hand's here.
Okay.
But as soon as I start doing this, you attack.
Yeah.
No, right. So forward, sinking forward, 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 forward.
So it's just the elbow moving from point A to
Point B. Yep. That's it.
And this is not dead fish.
Well, okay, so it's not, well, okay, it needs to be like one unit.
Okay.
The whole arm, okay, so I just mentioned earlier about the kind of the more advanced techniques. I'm in a strong structure here, so I can be relaxed. Whatever energy is moving around, I'm in a relaxed position. But if someone comes in really, really hard, I'm not going to tense up. If you come in really hard there, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to guide it. So you come really, really hard towards me, I'm going to guide it here. Just come towards my center. So one more time. I can guide this away from my face. But that's a little more advanced stuff. But you have to get this part first. So if you have the right energy, it's easy to feel someone going from 10 units to 100 units.
Okay.
If you have the right energy and it's going towards your center or my center. If it's going away from, if you're heavy, you can't find that energy guiding. So like the advanced techniques is as you're moving around, if you go to attack, okay? So let's say for instance, you just stay right there.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and move. Okay. So let's say that's really, really hard. I may come in here and go, because I'm using this point, you go, oh, I think I got him. So that comes hard towards me. And what I do is I just guide it across. Boom. Not necessarily so. So it's projecting, but again, 3 points, 1, 2, 3. And any point along there towards my center, sinking. Here's a great example. I mean, think in terms of three-dimensional. This way, everything is lined up. And if you look at it from this way, the whole structure here is going in. And as long as you maintain that equal balance, you don't have to do anything. But think about it. In that, you know, if you look at it from the front and the side, if you create any kind of deviation off that, this goes this way, well, that's a cue to me.
Yes.
If it comes straight towards me, I can absorb it. If it goes up, I can roll with it. But you always want to be, so every single, this is the natural position, natural state. Tan Sau, doing the form, Folk Sau, right? Wu Sau. It's all in that natural position. That's why you do in the form for long periods of time, because that creates that natural position. So any kind of deviation when you're in contact helps provide that cue to you that something's amiss. And then through repetition, practice, timing, it then becomes apparent, oh, this technique's coming, I can come around here. Or I can use it, control it, trap it, and then have that person overextend. Okay? So the intermediate level is right energy, right body position, right flow. The advanced is using that right body position, right energy, right flow, and have that person overextend to use that against them. So you can go online and look at Evan Bostepi. Moves, he's controlling it, he's absorbing it and counterattacking. Those are the kind of things, but first things first. So the thing we got to really nail in is that body position, the alignment. Here, here, and here, this direction. And looking at it from the side, I'm in that natural position like this, right?
Okay.
Now the only adjustment is going to be your height. So if I practice this to my height, if someone's a lot taller than me, I'm probably here. If someone's a lot shorter than me, I may be here. But the elbow position is still going, sinking, going forward, right, towards
so
here.
Me, I'm a lot shorter, so I'm just practicing my elbow position.
This is still coming forward. If my center of gravity is right here, this point right here, let's say I'm 10'2", whatever it is, you're not going like this because there's such a drastic height difference between your sternum and where my sternum is.
Yeah.
But you're still sinking. Like if I'm like this and you're this tall and we're rolling, so you do, okay. I'm still sinking, right?
Yes.
Where's your center?
In the center.
Because if you think about this line between here and here, I'm sinking on that line.
Yes.
And if I'm a lot taller, and let's say I'm really, really tall and you're like this, that line's down there. So I'm still sinking on that line. So the critical part here, where am I? Yeah, oh, hang on, these are a little easier. This is the line, right?
Yeah.
So my elbows, so you get down a little shorter. So this is the case. If we're rolling here, just back up a little bit so you can get this on. Let me get this on the camera. So if we're rolling like this, my elbow's sinking relative to that line.
Okay.
If it's like this, my elbow's sinking relative to this line. But it's always back to the person's sternum, back to this area. That's the line. That's the angle.
Okay.
Okay? If you're always, well, think about it. If you're always projecting back on this line and this angle back to the sternum, that's the natural position. So if we're in contact right here, let's go just put your arm natural up. If I'm in contact here, my elbow is going towards that point. So if you move your arm around, I'm coming back here, right? Even, so just keep, I'm still going back to this position because that's the line. So it's real critical when you maintaining the defensive structure back towards my sternum is your max defense. And that's the neutral point.
Okay.
That's this point right here. Like if we're in contact, you move your arm around, it doesn't matter.
0.
I'm going back here. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and finish that. Okay, and where am I going? Back here.
Okay.
I'm always coming back to that point. So let's say if you stop,
Still.
I'm going back to here.
Yeah.
Go more towards my center. Back here. From here to here. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So elbows sink, extend on the line back to my sternum.
Okay.
Not pulling, not lifting. So earlier doing the lop sau and you were lifting on that line. So you're going It's sink on the line. But you don't pull down. That's the whole thing. You practice to your height, but always adjust to the person's height. So here I'm going to show you, remember this one. Review this video in like 5 years. I'm in contact at all, so as you're moving around, just start moving around, just kind of move your arms around like, okay. I'm always sensing and feeling where your center of gravity is. Now, just from these 2 points of contact, when you move your body, go ahead and do a move. Like just kind of move your arms, maybe like kind of a turn. I'm always feeling that part right here. So what you should do is practice this, is eventually, go ahead and we'll just roll for a second. Just move around a little bit. I should always be able to feel where your sternum is from the point of contact with my eyes closed. The adjustments, because these 2 points of contact, think about this. Yeah, I'm getting kind of a little deep here, but the connectivity right here, coming back towards my center. If I push towards your center and one of your arm deviates, I can hit. Or I can trap and hit. So the two-hand balance always going back towards the other person's center, you can always feel the deviation. So what you're going to just keep your eyes closed. So open your eyes up a second. Point towards my center. So what you do is so we're going to roll a little bit. I'm going to walk you around just for a couple of seconds. Okay, freeze. Where's my center?
Right there.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's what you want to be able to move. Think about this. So if I'm in contact and someone's over here, and just go ahead and move around. I'm like, what was that?
You're just going by the center. Oh, okay, that's where the center.
What was that? What are you talking about?
So you're not really worried about the arms or anything.
No, exactly. Center.
But
focus. It's all you're projecting towards the person's center. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. Even if you get
doesn't matter.
Offline.
If I'm like this and you put, okay, where's your center? Because you sense and feel it. Now I could be, get me in a stronger position. Okay. Now you have the advantage, right? Yeah. So if I go to move right here, you're going to toss me on my ass. So what I have to do is I have to regain the line, right? So I have to regain the line. That's where the advanced stuff, that's the stuff that you want to get to, okay? But so to get there, what you really got to focus on, well, I won't say 3D, 2D. It's towards you, towards me, and from the side, you're looking at it from the side, that everything's sinking,
structure, and
it's going forward. And that's why it's cool, like review this tape and then go watch Let Me Fade and these guys roll. No, I'm serious. You can see it. You can see it, right.
It's just a matter of me practicing, really.
Exactly. And how you get there is what's going to happen is you're going to roll with newer students and you're going to feel this, all
over the place, and I can correct.
Well, the correct is controlled. Yeah. So if I'm like doing this, you then use it. So if you like pull on my arm, you move it around a little bit. You start using it against them. That's the whole idea. But the newer students are like, what?
It's like, okay, yeah.
Right. And then you start flowing and sensing it a lot more than they do. So here's the progression. It's more and more and more and more smaller movements. At first, people go, oh, it's a fist. And then someone says, oh, but I had the line of attack. I can hit. And later on, it's like, wait a minute, his elbow's out of line. And then it's, he's 2/4 of an inch too much this way. I can use that against. And then it's like he's just slightly off. And then it's just boom. So really, he moved just a fraction.
Small detail.
Boom, I'm in
Really
because he moved just a little bit offline. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this Sunday I'm gonna work with Dave
Good.
And Leo and just really understand that myself too.
See, not collapsed. Extend. Okay. Sink. Extend. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, don't step forward. Just extend shoulder down. Yeah. Extend both arms. Good. Let's do this. Let's a couple more minutes. No, I just want to go. We'll go watch a little more of those videos. I'll give my shoulders a little bit of a break, and we'll come back out. Extend. Good. 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 A little heavy in your left hand, and left elbow. Left elbow. left side.
Sorry.
No apologize.
I'll put a little bit.
Don't apologize. No apologizing here. Sean goes, I'm gonna have to cut you.
Okay.
Sorry. Left elbow, left elbow. Project, project. So when I come, watch my ton right here. Ready? Feel my tons drilling?
Going.
In. No, feel my left ton. Lift just right here. Feel it drills? Just extending in. Here, I'll go here. Extend in. Extend. Together. Together. You know, again, you can't go lift weights. My center sink, left elbow sink. A little too collapsing here. Project towards me. Elbow, left elbow. Elbow. Project. You're doing this. Push towards me. You're doing that. Push towards me. Should be like that. Project. Yeah. There you go.
Better? That better?
That's perfect. There you go.
I just want to make sure.
That's it. The one thing when you're doing folk, here you go ahead, you do Tan Bong. So, you know, if you keep your, Sifu told me to have the wrist like this. That pulls the elbow in. Most people intentionally they go like this and their elbow pops out. So, the way when I roll, the first time I say that you shouldn't roll like that. Whatever. So when I'm rolling, I'm doing like this. My fist is like this, like a folk.
Okay.
Not like that.
So do you intentionally a little bit of give to have the wrist this way?
I turn my hands like that. Oh, but see, my hands like this, right? Yeah. Wait, that's a folk style, right? Yeah. That's a Tan style, right? Watch this. It's a punch. Yeah. I'm in that same position. To me, to turn the wrist this way is I'm physically turning my wrist.
You're right.
To me, that's all natural.
So pretty much your Tan.
Yeah, just do a folk style.
To do a folk Tan. In a way, like it's a Tan because it's going like this, right?
We'll just do a folk right there. That's it. That keeps the elbow in.
Yeah. Okay.
People they do this and that goes out.
Okay. Here.
Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's bad, but you have to be able to.
For training the elbow.
It's not necessarily bad if your elbow's in.
So this is actually training your elbow.
Correct.
Practice, I'll do a little bit more reinforcement.
Elbow, left elbow. Good. Right elbow's good. Left elbow's collapsing.
I see.
Right elbow's doing this. Left elbow, you're doing that. Together. Together. Oh, when you watch those videos too, you'll see this too. Ready to roll? They go like this. They go.
Oh, okay.
They go in.
So they go in.
So like ready? So they go. You go to roll and they go. They just kind of put their arms will go forward.
So from here.
This exactly. You come in. Forward pressure. So that elbow's going forward?
Yes.
You're losing that elbow. So you're offline a little bit.
You're right. I was over here. I was on your right, on your left shoulder. You're right. So I forgot about that. So I'm just concentrating on my projection. Sorry. Don't say sorry.
There you go. Good. Good. You feel that? Okay, don't forget that. Good. You got it. Let me lead. Let me lead. Let me lead.
Sorry.
Just stay. Don't say you're sorry.
I'm going ahead of time.
You had it. You're listening. You got it. And you started moving.
That's good though.
But so, ready? This is the benefit too. Like you said, I should say, seafood, throw me around. So what happens is, I'm gonna let you lead. If I let you move, I'm letting you initiate the move.
I see.
Because then you start, what you do is, as you go ahead and roll, you start using that person's movement against them. So you're here, I'm not moving first, you're moving first.
I see, okay.
I'm letting you
You're letting me move.
hit you.
Yeah.
That's where it comes in because, well, think about it.
Yeah.
It's you don't move, I don't move. You move, I arrive first.
Right.
That's listening.
So this is what you're saying, sensitivity, but projection, it all comes in play.
That's right. It all, yes, you have to put it all together. But what I'm getting at is, I'm telling everybody, and you're going to get it. Seafood, just beat me up. Just throw me around.
I want to learn.
Well, I just got so, when he did it, because I gave up and went, I'm never going to learn, But when you did that, you're going, wait a minute. He's moving here. He projects too hard. Oh, I get it. Oh, I see. Yeah. Because and Steve was just like, hey, dummy,
Because maybe back then you were just trying so hard to feel it, and you just decided,
and then
I'm just gonna.
That's right.
Let it come to me.
Just let it come to you, and then whenever, and exactly right. And when people do that, it's like, oh, I just want to learn. I just heard to practice. Okay, throw me around.
That's great.
That's good because that goes back to the art. Yeah. Remember, sensitivity is if I have the line, I'm hitting you. Okay, I get a punch in. Let's say I get a punch in. Don't block. Wham! Next one you block. I'm throwing the punch, but guess what? You're moving me. Yep. If I don't flow with your energy and train my body to listen to what's going on, I'm never going to allow you to move. I'm never going to allow you to let me hit you.
I see.
So throw a punch. If you don't train your body to listen, what are you going to do? You get whacked. But if you train your body to listen, you punch, I knock out a line. What's your next move? Or just punch, throw a punch, wham. Or do a lap sal, wow. Yep. So again, get thrown around is, I'm starting the move. You let me move first, okay? But what you want to do is, as I go to move, you then use my movement against me. That's what listening energy is. Balanced. So when I do a lot of times I go balanced, I go like this, just to make sure there's equal balance to two. Okay. Balance. Off balance. Let me lead.
Sorry.
Don't sorry. No sorries.
I'm just used to it.
Just
So accept it.
yeah, exactly.
Just focus it right now. Just forward energy.
Forward.
Working on those two things. Forward energy,
Yep.
center one.
That's it. Good.
Simple, but it's
I talked to Sean a lot, but Scream is a lot more complicated and it's a lot higher level. A lot higher level. Wing Chun is intended to be simple. They're simplifying everything. It's intentional, okay? Because Scream with the movements here and they're going here and they're using the butt and they're doing all kinds of a lot of other movements with the weapon. But it's not to say Wing Chun is easy. You're learning a skill set that's hard to learn. Okay, it just is. So tell something, like you said, the easel part here, this goes forward, and then you're sensing and feeling, you're moving around. That's hard, but it's intentionally simple. That's the beauty of the art. It's not, it's not disrespectful. It's intentional to be that way. But you have to, not to say someone, because it's simple, it's not easy to master. There you go, perfect. That's how you do it, just like that. That's it. Good. Good. That's it. Good. Now you're leading. Awesome, you got it. That's it. Good.
Sorry. No, say sorry. I kind of had it, right?
Well, you were listening, then you started leading. Well, think about it. That's right.
It's like, because you're going with energy, so you're like, you're feeling it, and it's like, okay, so energy there, then I don't know, it's creating that.
But see, the thing about it, when I cue in what's good, how it's easier for me is I'm letting you hit yourself. Yeah. So as soon as you start following, you're creating a good defensive position. As soon as you go to lead, I'm like, thank you. Boom. Because you're creating the energy. Yes. Remember, you don't move. I don't move. You move, boom. I arrive first. Yeah. Because I'm using this contact point boom. Against you. So when you're following, I'm following you. You're maintaining defense, 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 defense. And as soon as you want to move, I'm like, thank you. Go ahead. Because you're yes, creating it. So so the advanced stuff is, I'm attacking, yeah. But I'm letting you move me around so I hit you. So I hit, you block. You block, right? Mm-hmm. You block. Keep blocking. Because I'm going in on this line. You block it. I'm coming on this line. You block it. You block it. I'm constantly attacking back towards your center. Yeah. So although I'm initiating it, so the higher level is I'm hitting, but I'm letting you hit yourself more.
Because I'm creating more.
You're creating, I go to punch, you're creating, because you're not going back to the neutral point. Right. Boom, line open, line open. But if you go back to the neutral point, or cut the line, now I'm in trouble. Uh-oh. Now I have to go defense. Back to the videos. Yes. Roll, 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 move. So it's hard to attack someone yes. that is well defended. I see. Because they're constantly protecting the line. But as soon as someone starts going to move, now.
So Chiso is a vital point as far as with everything. Because you're training how to
you're putting everything together of all the forms, of all the theories, into practice. And then that's why it's imperative to get to a certain skill level in Chi Sau before you, and then you start doing Gore Sau. It's imperative before you start practicing with other schools. The reason is, if you don't have it down, you're going to get stiff. And it's like, you go there, you show up feeling pretty good, and you leave there stiff as a board. And your face is full of welts. And you feel bad about yourself. I got my ass kicked. So, like progression. And like Stan, the point where Stan got right before he left, you could tell he was working really, really hard. Stan's thing is all he has to practice, it's more the absorption. He has all the lines, he has everything together. He's got the Gore Sau, he's got the right mindset, he's going to fight, But it's allowing the acceptance of the energy completely. And this is more the advanced stuff I was talking about earlier, where this point of contact that comes towards me, I'm accepting it, and then I use that against you. So it's more the collapsed third form kind of movements. But he'll get it. Yeah. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you're just using that energy against them.
Exactly.
So like working with one hand, just like this.
So like when you roll, like when you're practicing with someone, like you get, and it's usually, and I'll be honest, you know, I'm going to be very racial here, but the damn Guaylos know what the hell they're doing. The Guaylos are all about, you know, let's go in a fight. I mean, I'm 100% honest because they don't get it. Is their egos too involved? They can't go Sifu, beat me up. Hey, they can't go into some place and let someone else throw them around. They won't ever do it because it's a fight. Now, granted, I'm not going to go to some other school or going to go out in the street and practice with someone else because it's a fight. I'm not going to waste my time with that. But the whole idea is going, you know, and this one thing, I don't speak Cantonese, but I fully understand from Sifu and watching him and how Augustine and how they interact with one another, the level of respect they have, and like those videos in there, they're, you know, if I go practice with Loy Ming Fei, I'm going to let him beat me up. I'm going to like, come on, throw me around. I'm going to learn. Versus going, I'm not going to let you throw me around. I'm going to just stiff arm and fight back. I don't gain anything by it. So, like, to me, like, that's the whole point that, you know, at the end of it, I'm just like, oh, so are my arms okay? Hands okay? Yeah, they're coming out. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, the excitement isn't...
I'm feeling the same thing right now.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. The excitement's not, it's not like I blocked every block. It's like, how are my hands? How do you, are they coming along? But think about it. You don't get better if you can't get better if I'm creating the energy against Loy Ming Fei. Because he's going to, what do I learn? I don't get anything. But if Loy Ming Fei goes for a punch and I can get me to a good defensive position, yeah, I'm all fired up because I was able to feel his attack. So I love the saying, the highest level in Wing Chun, it's the ability to control somebody. So like, oh, her going, what was that? Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. Oh yeah. Okay, I get it. I get it. Makes sense. And the guy's having a conversation, right? That's the high, because it's control. If you can control someone, you can hit somebody. You know, if I'm like, you get a shot. If you like controlling me, you're gonna hit me. But the idea is it's the control. So it's the listening, and you listen there for about 30 or 40 seconds, and then you start leaning in. Thinking my shoulders can handle another half hour. Well, we'll see.
Hey, whatever you want, Pete. I'm cool.
So what I do want to do is I want to have you lead me so you can feel a little bit.
Okay.
And so the learning part is being tossed around, which you have to have, but then you have to also have the throwing around part too, or otherwise you don't. Yeah, Guaylos just don't get it, man.
Sorry?
Guaylos, they don't get it.
Why?
They don't.
They just too much ego.
Too much ego.
Too much.
Not everyone. I mean, you know.
I think it's acceptance, really.
You know us Asians. Humble. Us Asians.
Yeah,
We get it. We get it.
Yeah, I think you have a little Asian in you.
I think there's a little Asian in me.
Because you have cheeky eyes, see?
Yeah, exactly. When I was playing minor league baseball, I was running in the outfield. We were playing a team. There were a couple of Japanese players.
Japanese, you know?
I thought it was Japanese. I'm like, right, I'm from England, mate. All right, Ed. Do I look like I'm Japanese?
You never know. You trace your ancestors. They're probably a little Japanese.
Welsh in English.
Oh, okay, you do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not anywhere. Yeah. My grandfather spoke Welsh.
Okay.
Whatever the hell the language was.
Wow.
So my grandfather spoke Welsh, and I am 100% Anglo-Saxon, British Isles, white boy. But also, see, my sports background helped too, because you know, when I go to learn something, it's like I want to really learn it, and so I'm going to invest my time, energy into doing what I'm told to do. So, see, and think about it. You know, you have a Sifu, and he says, do this, this, and this. Well, if you don't trust your Sifu, then you might as well find another Sifu, right?
True. And it's really a blessing. Ever since I started preaching, I emailed you a long time ago.
Oh, did it? Was it?
Well, you go to Jing. So I went to Jing.
Did I tell you to go to Jing?
I went to Jing, and then I feel like, okay, I guess start from the bottom. You know, so it was a privilege when Sean brought me here.
Oh yeah.
I was really grateful for that, and it was just like, man, I finally made the cut. You know, because Sean's like, oh, you're dedicated. Come up here.
Why does it like to me like Sean? To me, it's more like You know how I am. I just want people to work out, go hard. I'm not about the money. If people, people don't. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
But I figured that you're comfortable with the tradition. Is really you don't start from ground.
That's right. Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah. Well, I teach as Renee taught me. I obviously have my own. Everyone has their own interpretations, and I have different drills to try and learn the same thing, and that's okay. But the basic theory, the basic fundamental, the basic structure is, Sifu is my Sifu. So, and what I really like too is you watch other Hokkeming students and the way they practice and the way they apply. You can tell the ones that have really put the time in, and how their hand speed, their structure, because they're spending the time to get beat up. And allow themselves to get this started again. You're starting to collapse a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, stop apologizing. Can you apologize this one more time? I swear to God.
I guess I'm apologizing to myself.
You are.
I was like, oh.
Hey, if anybody else is watching this besides Bryan, if he apologizes.
Bam. Sean will be the first one.
Oh, Sean, like, bam.
He was like, Tuesday, I was like trying to play with him, and he's throwing sewers around. Like, it was so funny.
Sean's fast, man.
He's quick.
He's awesome. He's probably when
he was at Jing, I let him just beat me up. Like,
he's one of the best martial arts I've ever come across, man. The guy's he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's an awesome teacher. He's a great guy. He's Asian too. I'm serious. Yeah. No ego, comes in, he'll practice whatever. It's not like, well, I do it this way. He's just like, what are we working on, and wants to help, and and he just loves sharing and teaching. So
that's what it's all about.
I'm very fortunate. I was telling him the story. I was like, I remember.
How did you meet him,
Jing? Well, he was there a couple times, and we started talking, and I didn't know if he wanted to come to the garage. We started talking, and he's like, oh yeah, well, I said, well, do you have any experience with been practicing Eskrima? I'm like, what? Because I've been wanting to practice. I practiced with the Eskrima guy back in 1992 up in Oakland.
But based on the skill too, he's very skillful.
Well, right,
yeah,
right,
great.
Right, left elbow. And anyway, I wanted to find someone to learn from, and especially with my hip, the way it was at the time, and my lack of mobility, and so I said, I really want to learn to use a knife, a pocket knife, or a weapon that's carryable in the street. And then, so we started just kind of collaborating. Project. You're losing your projection. Project. Actually, I think I'm almost done. I need a break.
Well, after a while, she starts.
It starts to burn, yeah.